Hello, everyone. I think I'm live. It's good to see you all again. It's always it's so strange. Every Sunday. Oh, let me just take my cap out of the way. Every Sunday, I switch on, and I think I'm a couple of minutes early today. But I switch on, and I think, oh, what am I going to talk about today? Or I prepare in advance. But today, it's been a strange day. I had a very easy day. I watched some UFC because that's back on. Hi. Um, if you can hear me, say hello. Just put your name in the chat. Today was a strange day. I didn't do any real work. I watched UFC because that's back on with a friend. And then I went to the cafe I normally work at and I did a little bit of work, a little bit of editing, came home and watched TV shows. And it was such a nice change of pace because I'm always working, 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 working. Hi, guys. Put your names in the comments. Say hello so I know who I'm talking with. I'm just saying how today is a very relaxed day compared to these last couple of weeks. These last few weeks, I've been working very hard because every 2 weeks I've got a seminar that I have to do. I've had all these ideas for videos that I had to do. So I've and also with my online classes and my work at the university, I've been kind of busy, but it's good to be pushed. And now I feel like I have a moment to myself just to take a deep breath and to continue. Yeah, I actually, Mary. Hi, Mary. How are you today? I'm just saying that I'm very relaxed today because I don't have much to do. The thing is, actually, um, I feel I made some notes of things that I want to do this semester. Well, for the next 2 months, but at least for today, I've taken a break and I just relaxed. And I think as teachers and as humans, we should do that. I think it's important to have goals, but it's also important to pace ourselves and sometimes take a day off. And that's what I did today. Teaching Tips Guru, how are you doing? Hi, so nice to see you. I was just saying how busy I've been recently, but I feel so relaxed today because I just said, teachers should have some time to themselves. We can't keep on pushing ourselves too hard because if you do, oh, Mary, you're also a teacher. Where do you teach? Which country? And Teaching Tips Guru, it's so nice to see you. I really want to talk with you. Um, yeah, uh, I've been busy making videos, and I want to ask my audience for some ideas for videos to do because as a language teacher, there are always things that we can talk about and things that we want to teach. But I feel like I've almost reached a point where I've taught a lot of the things I wanted to talk about. I've still got some ideas for things I want to do in the future. In Israel, well, shalom. Nice to meet you, Mary. Do you teach English or do you teach Hebrew? For me, I've still got a lot of ideas. I know, Punam Tamar, Mrs. Tamar, I know that's your second name. That's why I said it's so nice to see you. I really wish I could talk to you because on my channel, I really like to chat to teachers too. I've interviewed some teachers from the Philippines, from Russia, from all these different countries, and I really enjoy it because by us with when teachers talk to each other, we're learning and we can share ideas. So thank you so much. Guys, Teaching Tips Guru, her other channel's name is Learning Never Ends. And she's one of my idols because you know what? She's constantly putting out new content for teachers. And, I just think it's so amazing. For me, I do a video every week and I do my live stream like I do tonight, but she's constantly working, putting out things. So, Mrs. Tamar, I really appreciate what you're doing, and you're a great inspiration. Mary, by the way, is there anything you would like to talk about, guys? If there's anything you want to talk about, put it in the comments below. I'd love to give my opinion on it. And actually, I want to ask you for some help. By the way, Mrs. Pinar, Tamar, Mrs. Tamar, what did you think of my video? I sent you a link to the video. It's on Google Drive. Any comments? What do you think? Is there something different you would like? Because I would like to ask, your opinion, guys. What type of content would you like next? Because actually, I've got a list of ideas of things that I want to do. I want to do a big series on teaching English and on classroom management. But I think for myself, I might need to start moving into just teaching English, helping English learners also on the channel. Because I love teaching and I love working with teachers and I like sharing ideas. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to ask you, which area in India are you from? Because my dad's traveled to India a few times. I haven't been yet, but I would love to go. Where did my dad go? He went to Mumbai and also, uh, um, where's Rajasthan? No, Mumbai is where the Rajasthan Royals are. Yeah, so he's traveled there a few times. I would love to go, and yeah, so I think, I love teaching, but I would love to. I think I should focus a bit more on helping English learners too. But there's so much that we can talk about. Yeah, Mary, like I said, is there anything that you would like to focus on? And uh, Mrs. Tamar, any tips or ideas that you would like to work on? Because for me, I've written down some ideas. I want to do some topics on writing activities. I've got a special video I want to do about different learning styles. And actually, I've spoken to some other YouTubers, and a lot of them suggested, see, I feel like on YouTube there are two ways that you can go about. But there are many ways, but there are two ways. You can make quality content that takes a lot of time to produce and you make it really nice, or you can just put out as much good content. It's just quantity over quality. You put out a larger quantity of videos. And for me, what I appreciate it is if you can have a balance of both, if you can have quality and quantity. But I think today with coronavirus, I think more people, there are more things to see. Oh, you couldn't? Okay, I will try and send it to you again. Thank you so much for letting me know. Yeah, if there's another way I can send it to you, I'll try and fix it on that, and I'll send it to you because yeah, I would love it if you gave me your opinion on what you want to do. Yeah, so I'm going to focus. I've done so many videos on things for teachers, and I want to start moving towards perhaps TikTok videos. Now, we know TikTok is for very young people, but young people are going to become teachers too. Especially with the content that we make, it's really aimed at young people or new teachers coming into the field. So I've got this idea for 100 teaching tips and make a short video for each one where I just, I explain a tip and then you put it all onto something like TikTok. And even you can take those tips and you can make short videos of them, maybe a minute long, and you put it onto YouTube. But I'm not sure if the algorithm's going to like that. What do you think, Ms. Tamar? And yeah, I'll resend you the video. I think the content that you're putting out for Indian teachers out there, it's amazing. And what I've been trying to do recently is, because I'm still a very small channel, I feel like there's so much I still want to do. Normally, I always have live streams because live streams they're easy to shoot, and also it's a good way for me to interact with my audience, to ask them questions, and also just for me to practice talking and sharing ideas. Because I've been doing a lot of live seminars, and this weekend I met another YouTuber, also a large YouTuber as yourself, and he gave me many good ideas of actually putting in more quality into videos, doing more of a vlog style. Because if you guys don't know it, what Mrs. Tomorrow does is that she gives a lot of content for teachers, but she shares her life and her son and special moments in her life, and I really appreciate it. I think that's a really good thing. So I would like to do something like that too, but unfortunately, I'm not very good I'm not very good at vlogs. You know, in Korea, it's like if you watch a lot of content in Korea or in the world in general, they're fantastic at videography, taking shots and sharing the videos. Editing and taking good quality B-roll, and that's not something I'm good at yet. I hope to improve, but obviously to improve, I'm going to have to practice and do it more. So what I would like to do. Oh, thank you so much, dear. Thanks for your appreciation. That means a lot for me. Yeah, thank you. I think uh, uh, um, only last year I started thinking about this. How many teachers are there in the world? There are almost, let's say, you're Uttar Pradesh. Okay, cool. I'll look it up onto Google. I'm not sure where it is, but like I said, I would love to visit one day. I think, there are 100, let's say there are 100 million teachers out there. Many of them are fantastic teachers, but they might not be sharing their ideas with the other teachers. So, even though I felt at the time I'm not very good on camera, I decided that I need to separate myself and to practice new skills. I need to try YouTube. And I'm very curious, Mrs. Tamar, why did you start with YouTube? Oh, Martin. That's a good idea. Martin, ELT Experiences. Martin, Teaching Tips Guru is a fantastic teacher from India. Her channel's name, well, she's got Teaching Tips Guru, but she's also got a channel called Learning Never Ends. And ELT Experiences, his name's Martin. He's also a YouTuber from England. And it's so nice to talk with you guys because as a teacher, you start to get these other ideas and you learn from each other. So it's something that I really appreciate. So this is something I've been thinking about a lot, uh, Mrs. Tamar, and I think Martin, maybe you've been thinking about this too. You know, I think teaching is important, and with most of my videos, I either do classroom management or I talk about how tips for teaching English, or I share resources, but I have English language issues. See, that's what I'm very curious about. If I interview you, I would like to hear more about, what kind of issues there are. But for me, what I was thinking is I definitely should start moving into teaching more language, English stuff, especially for English teachers. Let's say in India, if there are English teachers, make more lessons to help them. I was thinking along those lines. Galina, hi. How are you doing? We're having such a nice conversation. One of my ultimate heroes is here, Mrs. Tamar, and Martin is here, and everybody's just chatting. I'm having a really good time. I'm learning a lot. Yeah, I think, Martin, what is your opinion? I would like to. I think I'm definitely still going to focus on teaching because that's something I'm passionate about. Because it kind of feels like, oh, Mrs. Tamar, were you an English teacher or did you specialize in another subject? Because for me, for 13 years I've only been teaching English, but for me the reason I started YouTube is because I felt that when I was a new teacher there wasn't enough information out there for teachers. So I started this channel because I wanted to share some ideas, and if I research things, I would also become smarter. So I focused on that English teaching. And now, obviously, maybe I should focus a bit more on teaching English teachers. Martin says, I think it's natural development for language teachers to move into teacher training. Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. But, with this channel, I started with teacher training in mind. And then I did a lot of videos on, English teaching. And I think that's still going to be the priority of my channel. But perhaps instead of giving lesson ideas, I'll focus on how to help teachers teach better too, and maybe get more language learners. Because I have other friends that have English teaching channels, and that market is very big. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, Mrs. Tamar, recently, I've always started my channel, with the idea of sharing ideas. Um, have a look at Cotesel and see how they help teachers more. Yeah, I'm actually Cotesel is for teachers here in Korea. I've made some friends there, and I definitely I plan to join them as soon as they start up with their events again. I missed their online seminar they had, but as soon as they make it real life, I'll move to that. But what I wanted to say is, you know, we are making content for YouTube because obviously we want to plan for it's like the whole crowd is here. Christina, hi. Okay, let me introduce everyone again. Christina is from Plan for Fun ESL. She's an English teacher based in Italy. ELT Experiences, that's Martin. He's a teacher from England. And then Teaching Tips Guru is Mrs. Tamar from India. I feel like this is like almost like what is it, Avengers, everybody assembling and coming together. Yeah, I have some more people to follow. Hi. Yeah, Martin, great. The great thing is, um, if you only have one channel, you can only share your ideas. And that's why the first person I worked with was Christina. And it was so nice because she's got all these skills and talents and ideas that is a bit different from my own, but we work together to do it. And the same with you too, Martin. I look at your grammar background and it's something I don't understand. And then Mrs. Tomorrow, the way that you work with teachers and all the knowledge that you share, yeah, I really appreciate it. And we've got to think about it like that, is how much of ourselves can we share and maybe also work together. Hi, guys. If you're new here, just put your name in the comments. And if you have any questions, if you have anything you want to talk about, please put it in there. Yeah, actually, for myself, I've got some ideas of things I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on 100 teaching tips. And I want to move over to TikTok and maybe make my videos shorter on YouTube. I want to do a video on learning styles, writing activities, but I'm also going to work on some more vlogs. Okay, Martin says, I think pure observation and watching other teachers really can help you and others. I always enjoy watching other teachers. Yeah, you always pick up new ideas. But you know what? And this comes from personal experience. I think once you first start teaching, you close your I don't know how you guys feel, but when I first started teaching, I wanted to close myself off. I was very nervous. I didn't, because you go to school, you learn how to become a teacher. They push you into a classroom, they say, right, now you teach, you're responsible for these kids. And you feel so self-conscious. You don't want anyone to come in and see, come in at a moment where all the kids are noisy, or maybe a lesson's not working out, or you're struggling with classroom management. And that was a constant stress. And I think that might have also been the bad environment the school I was at the time. You also didn't have any time to go and check in on other teachers and, to watch their classes. And when I first started teaching at university, I just thought, man, I would love to see some professors work, because obviously the really good ones don't mind if you go in and just check them out. Okay, Christina says, I also prefer feedback from other teachers rather than superior staff. That's the other thing is, when you have superiors there, yes, they're supposed to help you, but sometimes if you meet with other teachers, and let's say you've got the head of the grade, or the head of the department there, and they would usually ask, oh, is everybody okay, does anybody have a question? And you just say, no, everything's fine, I'll figure it out on my own, or ask someone that's a friend or someone that's the same level. And yeah, that's definitely something that has to change in teaching. I think we need to prepare teachers better for class, and we should also open up this idea of not being seen. And now that is why I really appreciate online teaching coming here, because with online teaching, you have no choice. You are open, and people see what you're doing. And it's the same with I feel like I always get butterflies in my stomach when I have a formal observation. That's normal, but I also think it's good. For example, this weekend, every time I go for my seminar and I have to do that live, it's scary because just like this, it's live, but this is more casual. Or I was on the bus going to meet another YouTuber to do a collab with him. He was going to ask me some questions about Korea, and I got nervous before, but I constantly I thought of these TV presenters for some reason, or these people that talk online, and you just realize they go through that too, and they just become stronger and they become used to it. So they take that. If you had, let's say you had a formal observation once a week, the first couple of weeks you'd be kind of nervous, but then a month later you'll be like, oh, it's the fourth one, okay, let's just do this, and you'll condition yourself to do better at it. And that's kind of where I am right now, is I'm trying to push myself into uncomfortable situations to grow, so obviously I'm trying to do more. It's just like a muscle that you're exercising to get better. So Martin says, when I was in charge of kids with the local language school, I wanted to give teachers the skills for teaching kids, as I had no experience and wanted to share tips with them. Those teachers are great. Yeah, well, that's fantastic, because it sounds like you were in an environment where everybody tried to help each other. And you have to be like a swan, keep your self-control, but able to develop self-reflection is also very important. Actually, it's something I'm working on now. I told you guys this before, the 100 teaching tips that I'm developing. And yeah, so I'm just making a list of 100 teaching tips, and I think I'm going to make like a short TikTok video. I don't know how to do TikTok, but I think, if kids watch it, it's just another way to reach potential teachers, future teachers. And also I can take those videos and make short YouTube videos for it, even if it's just a minute or 2 minutes long. If you put out a video like that every day, it might boost the algorithm. And plus, these days, Penny, yeah, 100 teaching tips. No, I haven't read it, but I think I saw something like that before. 100 teaching tips. I think even what's his name, Jack Richardson, he did 50 teaching tips. So obviously there are many tips out there, but now it's just me taking all the ideas I have and looking for online and just ordering them and then giving my own opinion. But yeah, I think the reason I feel so comfortable today is because these last couple of weeks I've been so busy making stuff, and now that I have a couple of days, Migam, another teacher, a potentially very good Korean English teacher in Korea. Actually, I saw Migam. Migam, did you put out another video? She recorded one of her classes that she had to do, and she was fantastic in it. Uh, yeah, the ideas for Korea. But so the thing is, I'm just thinking of like, what am I going to do next? And Christina and we made a course, and in the future, I think, I've got some more ideas for courses I'd like to do. And then I think I'll focus a bit more on English teaching for my contents, because like I said before, I want to help teachers, but perhaps there are some English teachers that need help, with their English. Christina says, I wonder if we would be ever able to take advantage of those tips again. What do you mean? I wonder if we would ever be able to take advantage of this. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to learn and use it. Same hi. My classes go really, really, really well, but sometimes when the informal observe holds, I get nervous and then get distracted. It is 100% normal. You can practice and you can be prepared for your class, and then as soon as there's a new element introduced to the class, you're going to get distracted. Oh, the classroom tips? Yeah, well, oh, okay, I understand. Christina, sorry, I'm very slow. Yeah, Christina is still worried. She really wants her class to start. She actually built a school, and she wants classes to start, but because of COVID, everything's locked down. Sorry, Christina, I'm slow. Samar, so here's the thing. It's totally normal, because as soon as you introduce something new that's different, you kind of feel judged and you feel, oh, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. But I think one way that you can prepare for that is it's like getting used to water. You're gonna getting to, let's say you want to get used to diving in very cold water. You start off in cold water, cooler, 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 and then very cold water. So what you can do is, let's say that next week you've got an observation. What you could do is say you're going to have a class, and then ask one of the other teachers to just come into class at any moment and come and sit down. Right? It could be a friend. So you're teaching the class, and they just walk in and they sit down and they watch you for 2 minutes and they leave. And then the next day, another teacher comes in for 5 minutes, a friend of yours, and they leave. And then before your formal, ask parents, if they are parents, if they want to come in and watch a lesson. So instead of being scared and nervous for that big moment, you start getting used to these interruptions or things that are different. You can even try videotaping yourself to see what you look like, because I think a lot of times we're worried about what we appear like when we teach. I don't know, just a thought. Okay, so Migam says, I want to hear how was the first week of teaching in school was like for you guys. I'm a little bit nervous, but also excited to do practicum. Martin, exactly right. That's a great idea, Migam. Would you like to hear about my practical? Okay, so my practical. So in South Africa, you have to do practical from your very first year. And I went to my brother was still in elementary school, even though I was in university. So I went to his school, and you know what? You just basically stood around, and they gave you some odd jobs to do. You stood in the class, you watched the teacher. They told you to walk around and help kids. And then at some point they'll say, okay, you can do a lesson, but you have to, and the teacher will actually grade you. So you stay there and it's fine, you get used to it, and then you have to start teaching your first classes. And the thing is, I over prepared. I made this huge lesson that was too complicated. She said I had to do something, I think it was articles, a, and, the. And you know what? I made this huge lesson that was super complicated. And because you know what, I got so arrogant. I saw her teaching in class and I told myself, man, I could do better than her. And then when it was my turn to do my very first lesson, it's just too much for the students. But then you start doing more and more, and you start trying different things because you want to do really good classes. But eventually you get used to it and you actually want to do more. That's the feeling I got when I was on my when I did my practicals. Migam, I think that excitement, try and do as much as you can while you're there. Ask the teachers to help them, and you know what, they will be kind of nervous for you to do it. So if they don't give you enough work during your practicals, just ask them, oh, listen, can I do part of a lesson? Can I explain something? So do your best to get in front of the class, because if you get more time in front of the class than anybody else, you're going to improve faster. So Migam, that's maybe my advice for you, is enjoy your practicals, and ask your teacher to do as much as possible. And even try, because they're probably going to rate your classes, so try and do that. Try and do classes anyway before you're being graded. Okay, Saima, you say, I don't have a problem with teachers. I'm super okay, but the parents or principal, they make you nervous. Yeah, obviously you don't want, you want your parents to like you. So what I said is, maybe with your observations, either it's like a lot of parents come in, or the principal. And I want to say, if I can give some advice for what I did with parents, a mistake I made. Okay, here's another example of a mistake I made in class. So here's what happened. I was giving a class and there were parents in there. I didn't expect them. Nobody said. I remember it was some kind of science class, and I planned this. It's a long class, and I planned it out. And at the end of the class, the students were going to do like lots of talking. It would be the fun activity, but the first part was kind of boring. And then suddenly there were 20 parents in the class with me. And I did the class, and it was really boring because the first part is speaking, and the principal came in, or it was like the principal came in, and he walked around. The kids were just quiet, and the parents got bored just watching there. And I'm like, oh, can you guys just wait until the end? Everybody was in Korean, and I'm like, just wait for the second part. That's when things get good. Anyway, the principal said something to me. He said, "Oh, yeah, you should try and make things fun." He left, and then the first half of class ended, and I told the parents, "Yeah, okay, I'm giving everyone a 5-minute break. Then it's the second half." And the parents understood that as, okay, now's our time to leave, and they left. The parents left. The principal left. They just saw my class being super bored, just doing writing, no talking. And then as soon as they left, we got into doing the fun activities, and the kids were like having so much fun talking, role playing, acting. It was such a good class. Nobody saw that part. Obviously, the kids can go back to their parents and tell their parents, no, the teacher actually, he prepared us for this fun thing. But the regrets I had. Hi, sorry, Abdullah. I'll get to you now. The regret I had, Migam, is in your practicals, and also for Saima, for you. If you do fun activities that show the kids doing activities and talking where you're not the center of attention, things will go really well. Okay, now, Abdullah, you said, good evening. Enjoy watching the chat now. I was watching from my TV, so I could have typed. I'm a teacher here in Japan. Wow. One of the schools I was going to work didn't hire me. Why? Because of my nationality. Well, they went bankrupt. I've got my own school now, and we're doing lots of online lessons. Something just happened for good, I think. Yeah, Abdullah, wow, that's amazing, And I think I've heard now a lot of teachers lost their jobs, with the brick and mortar schools, with the real schools. But now you moved online. And you know what the beauty is about online? Limitless students. I mean, you can start doing classes one-on-one with students as soon as you find them. If you can find students, you can do a few together. And actually, what I want to work on, and actually Christina also does online classes. Martin from ESL or ELT Experiences also does online classes. And I'm really going to start focusing on that. And I'm just waiting a bit because I want to see how these, if Facebook Messenger Rooms opens up, I want to look into how to start your own online school, how to get students from all over the world, how to charge them, and how to build that. I haven't done that, but I would like to learn about it and then share those ideas. So yeah, definitely. Listen, it's a setback that the school went bankrupt, but now it's in your hands. Your time, your experience. If you can just find the students and then help them, and make a living, that'll be really good. Okay. Yeah. Christina from Plan for Fun ESL says, yeah, she's going through the same thing. Migam, it was supposed to be 4 weeks, but now 2 weeks online and 2 weeks off-site. So I hope I have opportunities to do lessons as much as I can. That sounds so strict and tough. Yeah, that's really bad. Okay, well, Migam, one thing I'm going to say about this online teaching thing, because I had very limited online teaching experience in the past, but now there are so many skills that I'm learning through online that you can learn faster than you're doing when you do it in real life. So if you have this online time, just see it as a time to practice different things. You can practice instruction, you can practice explaining things, and you can practice actually, helping the students without being there with them. Then when you do go to the school and you've already had this online experience, now you're going to put that into real life. Okay. Christina says, becoming a teacher is a process. It's not like you pass the test and you're done. So be patient with yourself. That's so true, Christina. I think, and like I said before, when I first started teaching, I had this expectation that I should be perfect because I went to university. I'm supposed to be good, but obviously I wasn't ready. I had to learn as I go, as all of us have to. But I do believe that schools owe it to us to prepare us better. I mean, they are doing things, but I think they focus too much on like the theoretical, and then suddenly when you're in the practical side, many of those teachers don't know how to train teachers. They're just like, oh, do a class, or yeah, that's good, that's not good, and some of the tips aren't very useful. So that's where teachers like us come in, that we're actually learning how to train teachers, and I think that's really something important to me. Okay, Christina says, so did I. Right. So we definitely need to do that. Yeah, so the other thing I think that we have to do is, I'm always talking about how to learn doing things better, um, and how to put yourself out there. And that is why I want to practice doing vlogs. And for you, it could be something else, but we should start sharing parts of ourselves, and if we can share those parts of ourselves and perhaps teach something at the same time, that'll be good. Yeah, guys, are there any topics that you would like to talk about? I feel like I've been riffing nonstop. How are all of you guys doing? Megan, by the way, so you say you're doing 4 weeks, 2 weeks you're teaching online, so you've got your own classes, and then you've got 2 weeks off-site. For me, at the here in Daegu, the university, all of it's online, but I feel like my students, I've prepared them well and they're happy with it. So that's going well. But we are all very excited to get back to class next semester, to work with the students. Huh. Oh, got a new enrollment. By the way, Christina, we've got a lot of enrollments. I'll send you a thing later. Yeah, Christina and I, we created a course, and this is the magical thing about being online, that we don't realize is, yeah, if you can start teaching online, or you can start putting yourself out there, you're practicing, you're learning these other skills, and maybe you can make an income in another way. Like, for example, Christina and I, we made a course and we put it out on Udemy about teaching with Zoom. So you can take anything that you're really good at, or you can learn about it, and you can put out courses to supplement too. But I think the best thing to do is, if you can share lessons. What I would do if I started over, and I might start doing this, is I would just record myself. Migam, by the way, this is a very good idea. I would start recording myself doing lessons and putting it out onto the internet, putting it either onto YouTube. I would say put it onto YouTube, put it onto Facebook. And basically, you are sharing what you look like as a teacher. And you're going to put yourself above other teachers out there. Because if you are competing with other teachers, but you're putting out videos of yourself teaching, you're improving, and you're getting more used to being in front of a camera, and you're going to be more comfortable when people are looking at you, you're going to improve your skills. Also, Abdullah, this comes to you. If you can start putting out videos of you teaching online, or you talking about things, people can see your skills and what you're good at, and that is almost like a CV on its own. That's almost like a resume. And then what you do is, if you start finding people that like it, let's say there are some language learners that see it, and they can perhaps ask you, oh, listen, can I do some lessons with you? So it's also promotion for yourself as a professional, and also, if you want to have something in the future. And my favorite, Renee, we are talking about, well, we've been talking about lots of things. Well, we've been talking about using online, about being nervous in front of, during evaluations. We've had some special guests so far, but you're the most special. Do you know why Renee is the most special? Because she visited me when I did my live stream on Friday. So Abdullah, is that what you've been doing since last month? You've been taking videos of yourself teaching, or you've been teaching online? Okay, let's see. Christina says, I always used to record myself as an NQT. Also, I used to run a rehearsal lesson myself talking to an empty classroom. See, that's dedication. See, that's really good. Um, yeah, for myself, I told you guys, I was super nervous before I got onto video. I I ran away. I don't think there's any video of me before I turned 25, because as soon as somebody took out a video camera, I'm like, goodbye, and I'm out. You know. Oh, Abdullah, you've been doing both. Perfect. You know, and where do you put them out? Onto YouTube or onto Facebook? Onto what's the other? Onto Instagram? You know, all these other places, they're starting to grow. I recently saw there's this one guy. He's running a lot of ads. It's this English teacher, and he's providing a platform for other English teachers. So he started a business, and he said anybody is welcome to become a teacher and to try and find students, and then with this program to teach other students. And I think that's a great idea, but we should be able to do it on our own too, if we can. That would be amazing. So because I'm not 100% sure what he's doing is legit. You know, you always have to be cautious, you know, if it's a scam or if someone's doing it. But I like the idea. And I think if it comes from a good place, as a place where, you know, he's providing a platform for teachers to get students and to teach them, that would be amazing. Because right now, you know, we've got the internet, we've got all these teachers looking for jobs, and there are students out there that want to learn English, that want teachers, but now we just need to connect the two, if that makes sense. Okay, Christina says, it can be tough though. People may be more judgmental than supportive. The internet is cruel. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, with the internet, I mean, it's just people behind, you know, a screen going to say mean things. Oh, Miguel, I'll check out your YouTube. I think I saw one of your videos. But yeah, that's perfect. You know, you're going to do that, you're going to put it out. Abdullah, I'm using a Japanese platform where most of the users are looking for. Excellent. Well, that means you're almost in a blue ocean. You know, a blue ocean is where, you know, there's limited supply. So a lot of people are going to go for you, right? So now it's just a case of marketing yourself. You know, putting out your videos, looking professional, showing them what you can do for them, maybe giving them a demo class. If you can show them a video of a demo class of what you do, you know, obviously you do all these things already, but I think it's really interesting for us too, because you know, for us it's perhaps a bit more difficult because it's so big, but because you're on a Japanese platform, maybe there aren't many English teachers. Am I wrong? Right? So you've got more teachers looking. Is that okay? Is that what it is, Abdullah? Yeah, and Migam, yeah, how is that going? I mean, what I would also suggest, so Migam, you're already doing fantastic classes for that. What you can do, that I've seen, is, you know, you can focus on a certain type of student. So you can focus, let's say, for Korean students aged 9 to 12, or you can focus on topics that's a little bit that other people might not cover, right? So you can talk about some cultural things that you've learned as a Korean teacher. By the way, when I'm in Jinju again, if I do my summer class, we should do a collaboration together, and we can talk about it. Yeah, it's been really fun. You know, I feel for myself, I've always got these ideas, but by working with other teachers, you know, you get more ideas and you can learn more of what to do. Yeah, Renee. By the way, how are you doing? Uh, and everybody out there, happy Mother's Day if you're a mother, or if you have a mother, happy Mother's Day. Um, you know, it's actually it's the first time. Yeah, Abdullah says, yes, that's very good advice. You're right. There are very few teachers because, ironically, Japan is not technology orientated. So I'm trying to take advantage of that. You have to. Abdullah, really, I mean, if you are able to use the Japanese platform and you're able to promote yourself very well, you know, and you start, if you have I don't know, are you working for yourself or are you working for a company? Because obviously, Plan for Fun ESL, Christina, she knows this very well, is she's had to do hundreds of classes online. It's to create your own curriculum. What do you have to talk about? Renee, you're going to bake some bread? I want to see a photo later. I wish. See, the thing in Korea is we don't have ovens, so nobody bakes really. Not that I cook, but Renee, thank you so much for coming. Go bake some bread. I hope it's tasty. Okay, so Abdullah, what I wanted to say is if it's for yourself, yeah, try and get as many students as you can, get a good price, and then work on the curriculum. Excellent. And you know what you can do then? If you get to a point where you have a good curriculum, or if you have a buy a bread machine. Yeah, I just go to the shop. It's way easier. But you know what? I do miss my mom. My mom used to bake a lot of. We have these type of cookies that we eat, rusks, and she used to bake that, or she bakes cake. Yeah, she used to be a really good baker. Now she just cooks all the time. Man, I'm gonna see them only in a year. I'm planning on going back to South Africa next year sometime, so I'll just have to wait until then. Abdullah, what I wanted to say is, so work on your curriculum. Work on. You should have some kind of video as an example of how you will teach, right? So you can have like think of like an ad. You're saying, okay, I'm going to take you from this to here. Like 30 days to leveling up, or if you want to prepare them for a specific test, so have something, a goal that you will help them with, or show them how you can improve them, show them how you're a good teacher. Then if you've gotten too many students, talk with Christina, ask if she wants to help you, or talk with me, or find other teachers to work with you. If you can supply students, say, okay, well, we've got these students. They normally pay $20 an hour. You take some students, give me $2 or $3, and you teach that class, and you build a relationship like that. So that way, by you helping connecting students to teachers, you take a small cut of that profits. And I mean, most teachers would be so happy, because most teachers have to rely on a company to do it. So if you are able to connect students to teachers, and they'll be happy and give you like a small percentage of that income. That's an idea. Okay, Renee says, Abdullah, buy a bread machine and an oven from Amazon. Why do you guys want me to get an oven? I'm just going to be lazy, go out and buy my bread. Although I have to stay away from bread. I eat way too much carbs. I was really bad today. Do you want to hear what I did? So today was my cheating day. For lunch, I had McDonald's, and then I met my friend, and I went to work, and then I came back home and I had a small pizza. So lots of carbs. Actually, I'm trying to lose. I need to lose a little bit of weight, because buttermilk rusks. That's the one. And aniseed, yeah. No, I love buttermilk rusks. Those are amazing. Does anyone have a small convection oven? I bought one but haven't used it yet. I used to have one. I used it to toast stuff. I didn't really use it that much. Abdullah, so that's your idea, working for yourself, and then also you can help other people with that. Oh, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, I want to lose weight because I'm going to do vlogs, and this week I'm planning to do, because most of my day is very boring right now. It's usually let me do it like this. So my day is very boring. I wake up, I go to the gym usually, I have lunch, some Korean lunch at a restaurant, then I do my online classes, and then at night I go to a cafe and I work. So what I'm doing, I'm going to shoot a day in the life where I wake up in the morning and I go to the gym. So I'm going to be at the gym. Maybe there's going to be like a video of me exercising, so I want to look fit. And then after that, just the rest of the day. So I want to practice making vlogs. Okay, Abdullah says, during these quarantine days, I've been cooking all kinds of unhealthy dishes you can imagine. I just had a huge a slice of lemon pie. And Renee says Keto Connect has good low carb recipes. Coconut flour is cheaper than almond flour. And Christina is like, okay, yeah, you guys are talking about bread making me hungry. And Christina's like, I'll be the good one and I'll talk about teaching again. She comes back and she says, touching on what you were saying before, the natural development for teachers is to become teacher trainers, right? I think that's not the only route. Yeah, I can work for yourself and become a school owner. That's better than organized teacher training for teacher trainers. Yeah, back to bread though. Yeah, I miss rusk. There are some people that sell it here. No, Christina, I'll talk about that now. But the thing is, when I buy bread, or when I buy any ingredients, I just bring it home. What's supposed to last a week lasts 3 days because I eat everything. So it's actually healthier for me just to go out and eat. But like I've said, I haven't been eating too healthy. Um, does anyone do art school? What is art school, Renee? Christina, right. So here's the thing. I've obviously I like teaching. I like working with people. Now I'm very comfortable. I've got my students, and I like to talk about teacher training because that's for me that's the logical route. And what I would like to do in the future is obviously I like my YouTube channel because I can talk to people and they can talk back to me. But I can go and perhaps in the future I can do seminars and I can go and talk with more teachers. I think for me that's maybe option 3 is traveling and talking to people. But the thing is, I've seen many people. I've seen some guys do it, and it feels very cliche, and they've got this act. So obviously, I don't want to become one of those guys either. So yeah, it's just a balance of staying yourself and becoming the best possible professional that you can be. You know, but that's kind of difficult, because everything changes. So I don't know. She says, I have something better than a bread oven. I have an Italian husband. He bakes the bread. Oh, Christina, so lucky. Man, I need to, yeah. That's a big thing for me this year is, probably traveling. And I need to think about getting, I told you about it, Christina. Yeah. So, yeah, I should get back into the dating scene, I guess. Stupid dating scene. But yeah, that's the only way you can start a family, right? Um, Renee says you can teach anything you want and set your own rate. I was listening to a podcast about that this morning. Yeah, I think that's definitely something that's interesting. And as soon as this online, because a couple of months ago, I already started looking into online teaching to learn about it. I had some interviews with people because I started to get the feeling is that education is becoming more privatized, where you go to school and you have to follow a curriculum set, and you're basically, if you want to advance, it might be very slow, or it might be things that you're not interested in. Obviously schools are also for being social, but if you want to learn something, if you can find your own teachers and you privatize the way that you learn, that can be better. It's even better than homeschooling, because with homeschooling, unless you've got a mom or dad that's very dedicated to learn all these different things and then to teach you. Now, what you can do is you can have your kids, maybe they can play some games online, they can join some groups to get that social aspect with kids. But if they want to learn and you've got different teachers and different curriculums that might actually make them a lot better and prepared for the future, and then they just take tests to show that they can do it. That's definitely a something I see in the future. Teacher Renee, you can teach outside someone. Okay, let me tell you about this. Okay, so I thought it was for teaching outside. Guys game, can you spot the green St. Patrick's Day hat? Yeah, it's a bit frumpled right now, but Renee posted a message, but I can decide whether to show it or to hide it, because it says here, you can teach outside. Someone is teaching how to take care of, she wanted to say horses, but let me show you what it said. So it said hose. So that's why it basically said, oh, Eric, is this good or bad? And I'm like, just take that. Okay, Migam, our school means that you make your own curriculum from scratch. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, Renee, I know you meant horses. I just thought it's funny that it said it. Suta, hi there. How are you doing? Yeah, so sorry. So Migam Outschool means that you make your own curriculum. Yeah, sorry, I'm a bit slow. Thank you, Christina, for helping me. Yeah, setting your own curriculum. But how about you guys? If I think if we could choose for ourselves, if I could go back and redo my childhood and my education, obviously there are so many things that are utterly useless to me. Most of the lessons I've learned is just the social interaction I've had with my friends and the memories we made, right? You think about the sports you did or the games or the friends. You don't think about the things you actually learned, right? So I think if you did do art school, you can do a lot better. Hello, mom. My mom's back now too. Um, so, so if you had children and you had the time and the resources, how would you like their education to go? What would you teach them? What is important to you? Because I've always had this idea of if you have kids that are homeschooled, yeah, they're bright and they're smart and they've got all these interesting hobbies, but they're different from the other kids, you know? Not that it actually matters, it's just something I thought about. Okay, so Suta, is there anything you want to talk about? My mom said she ate something. You're just a bit late. No worries, mom. Migam, you were asking, Christina, Migam, some summer schools may ask you to do that anyway. Yeah, that is. I always take the kids outside. It's in my lesson plan. Oh, yeah, Renee. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to my mom. I posted some photos of us on Facebook, so I did my job as a son. Yeah, the outside thing, summer lessons. Yeah, maybe this summer I'll do a summer camp again at the university if they're going to hold it. And yeah, taking kids outside. The whole thing is that I don't like is often they're very protective over the kids, like getting into the sun, or they want them in a safe area. But I'll take them out as often as I can, you know, to get sunshine and to enjoy their days. Yeah, I think so. Basically, for the next week, yeah. But you know what I think we should do is you should always, and Christina, you probably have it. We should always have a set curriculum ready. So let's say I came to you today and I said, okay, I've got a student who's 14 years old, and you know, we want to prepare for a test, and then you're like, bam, this is a curriculum I have for that student. As teachers, we should start collecting the you know, lessons and build curriculums that as soon as we do get an opportunity to teach someone, if it's online, if it's if it's if it's online, or if it's, you know, someone, you know, just giving them lessons, we should have lessons ready for them. Outside class sounds good as a student. Yeah, especially the fresh air, sitting underneath the tree. I really enjoy it. The tough thing is though, yeah, I think if it's too hot. I did it before in South Africa because, you know, I was teaching these students, and it was better to go outside, especially when it got very hot. We would go underneath some trees and it's very peaceful. But we're also, the optics is sometimes bad, because imagine if you're standing outside and you're teaching, and you know, the kids, you know, either they're sitting down or they're working together, but it should be somewhere where you can supervise them. And it might look bad if your principal comes back and all the other teachers are inside, and he walks by and he's like, okay, so what are all these kids doing outside? No, I don't like that. Go inside. That's usually what also could happen. But if it's possible, if you've got a cool teacher and your plans are ready, take them outside. Okay. Yeah, the teacher as well, if they are on task. That's the thing, if they're on task. Simon says, I take the kids outside too. I don't teach every time in the classroom, as personally I believe this makes the kids really engaged. Yeah. I mean, if you can take them outside, and it's not something I often do. It's something I rarely do. I wonder if I can probably do that at university. Oh, I might do that. That might be interesting sometime. I'll just be like, okay, guys, let's go outside and have a chat or two. Might be a really interesting experience. I'm writing this down, guys. Do outside classes. I'm talking about putting yourself in a you know, in a zone that you might be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not used to. I haven't done outside classes in a long time. it might be interesting to do a lesson on it. Chrissy, Simon says, but we have to plan. Yeah, it's very important to prepare them and also to tell them not to be noisy and not to break the rules and not to run around. So you've got to prepare them for that. Christina says, I explain the activity inside the classroom before you let them go. Obviously, that's a smart thing to do as a teacher. You got to prepare them for success. You got to tell them what's going to happen. You're not going to say, okay, everyone, let's go outside, get excited. And then once they're outside, try and control them and then do it. So first, where you've got control, explain what you want, and also explain the repercussions. Say, okay, well, if you don't behave, you're going to go back to the classroom, something like that. Okay, risk assessment. Yeah. Wait, do you mean it's just risk assessment before they go outside, or should I make a video on it? No, it's just about going outside. Abdullah, I'll have to leave them. I'll have to leave now. My dog stinks. Oh, you're going to give him a bath, but I'll probably be back while drying him. Well, Abdullah, thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure. I hope you find a lot of students online. Let me know next week how it's going. Actually, everyone, I think this is a good time to end. This is usually where I like to stop my I like to go for an hour or so. Actually, I like to go for 30 minutes, but recently we've been chatting so much and I really enjoy it, so I like it. Before we go, let me ask you, what is your goal for this week? What do you want to do this week? What are some good goals that you give yourself? Try to include your dog in your class. Yeah, everybody's got pets, man. I need a pet too. Okay, yeah, guys, what are your goals for this week? I'll quickly tell you my goals. My goals are, I need to work on my seminar in 2 weeks' time. It's my next seminar. I need to shoot my vlog. I'm going to exercise more, maybe eat better, and then work on the 100 teaching tips. Plant some flowers, man. That's the thing, is I don't have anything living inside here except me. I think I need a flower or something just to say that something's alive in my house. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Renee, thank you for coming. Christina, it's been a pleasure. And Mom, well, everybody's saying, Abdullah, not to gain 5 kilograms. I want to lose 5. Oh, okay. Renee, get a interview with a new company. Yeah, you too. I hope it's on. Oh, here's my dad too. Okay, let me read first. My mom said, thanks, Eric's. I make some curry lamb chops and veggies plus rice. Thinking of you. I'm thinking of the food though, Mom. Thank you. Renee, what kind of company? Is it an online company? Probably, right? To teach at? Abdullah, don't gain any more food. Don't gain any more weight. That's my goal too. My dad says, got on late. Yes, an hour is good. Max, the pleasure of working. Had a lesson today about dogs. Could show hours. See, everybody's got dogs. And Migam, you're doing yoga. Very impressed. I just go to the gym, but I wish I did yoga just to stretch more. Renee, yeah, I hope you get a good interview and I hope you pass it with flying colors. Otherwise, we'll talk to Abdullah to give you a job or to give you not a job, to get you some students to do it private. I think that's the way the world is going. We should try and find our own privates because that way we're in control of our income. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. I really had a good time, and I good luck with your goals, and I'll see you next week. 11 watching, and you're leaving. No, well, you have to leave on a high. Christina, you're right, I know, but this is the time to go. I need to leave on a high. I watched, by the way, I watched UFC today, and one of the fighters, he's 33 years old. He just won the fight and he said, I've reached everything I wanted to reach. I'm going to go out on top. And he retired just there. But the sad thing was there wasn't a crowd because, because of COVID. So he retired with no one in the audience, which I thought was a bit lame. Okay, everyone, have a fantastic week. And Christina, I'll send you a message now. And everybody else, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.